Hi there and welcome back. So this is part 2 and it's part 2 of today. So I did part 1 earlier, so if you've not caught that you might want to go back. So in the meantime I've sewn around the fronts and the backs, and I've put a fussy cut on each of the I've got the wrong one, each of the backs. Okay, so that's those, and I've cut them all to the same size. I've inked around the ears, so we're gonna do a bit of stuff with these now. Excuse me. I was sent this tape by Sandra, so I'm going to give it a go. She did say it was Tyvek. I don't think it is. It just seems, yeah, it's probably got the strength of Tyvek, but I know the Tyvek envelopes I've got is not the same kind of stuff, but maybe it's Tyvek in another form. So I'm going to put that through the middle just to you know, for when I sew the signature in. Okay, let me, I don't want to cut the file folder. Gosh, it is sticky. So I obviously want to, yep, can't get close to it. So I'll stick that down. I'm going to get my bone folder in a minute and press it all down nicely. So let's move this. So yes, it'll just strengthen up, and with the signatures going, you can do this with, you know, some scrap, not paper, but not card, you know, that in between stuff, or any kind of tape material, whatever. If you're using material, you might want to use it on the outside. You perhaps don't want to hide it. So I'm just going to do these rough and then straighten them up after. I'll get on with that. Okay, so that's all those done, and before I put my scissors away, because that tape's very sticky, I'm just going to use one of these alcohol little pads, and they're the ones like what, you know, they use for injections. Okay, I'll just leave those on the side open to dry. So I'm going to get my bone folder and let's give it a good bone folder down. Okay, so that's the inside part done. Well, that part. And needs a little bit, more. Okay. So with that one, I'm glad I cleaned the blades, but they was getting really sticky. I do have some bigger wipes which I use for my mats and table, which are like, you know, baby wipes size, but those small ones are ideal just for your scissors and like cleaning your blade on your cutter. Sorry about my throat. Right, so that's that part done, and I want to put some paper behind here, so I thought I'll use the text. Now, I don't particularly want to use the nice full sheets, because I can use those for something else. So let's have a look. Okay, so let me, so if I did them about 2 inch, I'll cut, I'm gonna, oh, I've gone through that one, but I'm gonna keep some of the dates. So I'll cut some at 2 inch. Obviously you can put anything here, music paper would be nice, just book paper, anything. Okay, so that's enough for 3. Keep that November. That's not going to be big enough. I'll do with another yellowy one. Let's use this one. January. Okay, so this is enough for tops. Save those in case I need them. Okay. Yep. I'll put this back and I'll get my tear roller out. There it is. So we're just going to want enough to go across there. I suppose I could put it up against one of these. Okay, so I can ink those up and put them down. Now that one can go there. So that one's going to want a bit of the corner taken off. So I shall do that with my scissors because I want to go inwards. You can get punches, can't you, that do the inwards instead of having a rounded corner. You've got a, I don't know, inverted corner. It's not really the right kind of shape, but we'll go with that. So I'm just going to ink the top and the sides. Okay, I'll use the what's that called? I was going to call it Calpol. It's Galal Calpol. Oh my goodness me. So I've just opened the folder up. And then I'll just line that up so it's the same-ish. Okay, and then just come in a little bit. Not sure if you'll end up seeing that or not, but we'll just do it. Okay, so that's one. I'm gonna leave it open. So we'll do the next one. Okay, let me just move my bin right to the side because I end up throwing things down and my bin's just in a little bit, so I end up with a pile on the floor. I don't know why I don't, push my bin closer to the side of me than in front of me. Makes more sense. Okay, so I'll stick this one down first, and then I obviously need to do that funny corner. Okay, so it goes, oh, I don't know, a bit like that, doesn't it? See if that's, yeah, that's fine. Okay, let's get this down, and then again I will ink the tab and the side a little bit where it's come in. Okay, do this middle part, that part, and that part. Okay, so that's that one. Do one more and then I'll do the other off camera. Okay, yeah, that's better. Went straight in the bin. Yep. So stick your fingers down. Oh, come on. Can always go round these little bits after with my art glitter, just to get the bits that it's not caught. Okay, so I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so that's that part finished. Just gonna get a text stamp. That might be interesting. This is one from Your Creative Studio, so it's got a stamp mark and then some text, so we'll use that. And I've got the Timber Brown Stays On, so I am going to just let me get a block. This is a little bit sticky and it's sticking to my fingers. Block, where are you? I think I had a bit of a crafter lunch the other day, and I think a couple of those went behind my bookshelf, so I'm gonna have to use that ridiculously big one until I get it out. Okay, so I want it down that bit. Perhaps just put a bit on there because I'm not sure if it totally covers it. Yeah, that's fine. Ooh, do a little bit there, and then I'm just gonna go. This isn't really, there's not enough text on it for what I want. Let's put that back in there. Go for that one because that will fit down there nicely. Okay, that's better. Okay, so that's that one, and I will just do, oh yeah, I did the top. Just do this on all of them, just to fill the space. I'm not sure if I'll be covering this centre part. Obviously the journal will be there, but that reminds me, actually I'm just gonna go just a little bit wider. Should be fine. Okay. Doesn't matter that I'm getting it on the ones underneath because they're going to be obviously covered, and even if there wasn't, it wouldn't matter. Oh, what am I doing? Getting carried away. Maybe I had to be better doing that. Yeah, do that, Tanya. Okay, let's close that. So, yeah, that's better. Did a little bunny up then. Okay. So, what are we doing next? Oh, yes, I know. I just have to remind myself. So we're going to put some book plates on what's going to be the cover piece before I forget and go too far and then make it difficult for myself. So we'll do that next, and then we'll be able to stick the back cover on, but obviously we can't stick the front part on until the envelopes, what are going to flip and flap over the top of them until they're done. So that's that part. Okay, so we might as well stick the back on now. So it doesn't matter now if these get mixed up, because apart from colour they're all the same size. Oh, don't tell me it's still 2. There's not going to be much gap top and bottom, but that's okay. So this glue isn't great on the stitching, but I don't want to mess about doing the whole back in the art glitter, so I will cover the back, and then once it's dried I'll go around it with the tip of my art glitter. So let me get that right on the bottom, and let's just kind of make sure that and that's, you know, got a nice gap. It doesn't have to be exact. If you want it to be exact, then you can, but I don't think it makes that much difference. In fact, I'm going to push it a bit further that way, because if I'm going to put lace down there, so I'll lose so much of this side anyway. So, and I'll get the brayer. I think this is really very handy for this kind of thing, and it does help spread that glue to the edges. So that's that one. That's a front. This is a back. That's a back. Okay, just double checking. Oh, I've not stamped the backs, have I? Oh, what a silly Billy. Definitely don't need to stamp down the middle, but yeah, I'd like to stamp the other side of the tab. So I'll do that off camera. Okay, and put it more this side. Make sure it's not overlapping that bottom. Yeah, that's super. Give him a good old press down. So let's do this bit why. Okay. Yeah. So that's the front, that's the back, that's the back. To keep reminding myself, because I think that I've got it, and then as soon as I think I've got it, that's when everything goes wrong. Well, not quite everything, but you know what I mean. Colin. Lovely. So that's that one. This one. So front, that's the back. I do have 2 Edith Holden playlists. I've got this one's going on the autumn winter playlist, and then I've got a spring summer playlist. So obviously you can do it with any of the pages or different, you know, a different book altogether. You can do it with scrapbook paper, digital kit, whatever. Okay, so that's that one. I think that's my favourite back. Anyway, oh, that's the front, that's the back. Let's put this on. Oh, that's strange that I've put the same picture on the other side. Must have been feeling it. The elderberries, used to pick those with my grandma. She used to make elderberry wine and like a jelly, and by that I mean kind of, you know, something that you'd put on meat, a bit like cranberry sauce, but we call it cranberry jelly. But I know that in the US you don't call it jelly, you call jelly jam and jam jelly, whereas we say it the opposite way around. Okay, so that's that one. Lovely. Ooh, last one. That's the front and the back. And yes, we used to pick blackberries too, and she did also make blackberry wine and blackberry jam and like a jelly. Fun times there was. Fun times. Gosh, it seems a million years ago. I think my grandma's been passed away about 17 years now. Yeah, I did spend a lot of childhood with her and my granddad. Okay, like a lifetime ago. So that's the backs, and those covered. Like I say, I can go around the edges with the tip when it's dried. So that's that. So we're going to look at where can we put our book plates. Okay, it's another crafty lunch. Just put that down. Okay, let's look at 3 at a time. So these have all got the writing on the bottom. So possibility there. I mean, there would be nice, but I just feel that, yeah, I think it'd be nicer up there. Now, do I want the book plate on there, or do I actually want the book plate on the big envelope that I'm going to put on the front? And I think I'm going to put it on the big envelope, thinking about it. Okay, so I'm not going to do that part. Let's see what's next. So I'm going to put those with the envelopes because I can't do anything with those until I start that. So what we could do is get these glued down, and I want to put no, I'm going to cover them before I glue them down, because if I cover them first I can put the whole in at the same time. So let's measure these. So why do things have to be an awkward size? So if I did it at 7 1/4, okay, let's write that down. So downwards is 7 1/4, and across was, let's go 13 1/2, but that's centimeters. I just do it whatever marking is easier for me to read without having to go, you know, with the notches. So let's have a look at what we can put inside. So they're all going to kind of be the same. I would imagine that, you know, some of them I've cut shorter, but I think if we go 7 1/4, it'll be fine. And if I have got a biggish gap, it won't matter, because we're having the thing there, and I can always come back in with my stamp and do that. So these are the ones that I'm using for text. Just move those there, and these, I believe, are our singles. So I would like one of them to be a picture and one of them to be text. So we could perhaps do the text on that, the picture on that, the opposite to the cover. So we would be going 7 1/2 down, which that would be perfect. And we know this is kind of, because we've used it on one of the fronts, haven't we? And 13 1/2. So yeah, we could use that as an inside. I mean, I don't want to use exactly the same. That might be a nice one to use. The only thing is, mind you, no, that would be that would be nice, actually. Yeah, I think I'm going to use that one, because if we 13 1/2, that covers that, and 7 1/4 is there. So that's perfect. So we've got one. I don't know what to do with it. Did we use that as a front? I think we did. Where are the fronts gone? I've got so many piles hanging about. Let me just remind myself. Yeah, we've got that one. I thought we'd got that one. I think we may have been looking at that for one of them. So we've got 2. I'm not going to use that. I think that's too dull. I'll probably go with, you know, winter. This is going to be too long, I would imagine. Yeah, because you would have some of the writing on that's winter. I'm going to keep winter together. Let's keep those together. So that's winter. So obviously I'm doing autumn, winter. I don't think we used that, did we? Because I think it cut a lot out. So 7 1/4 would be there. But it doesn't matter too much about the bottom, because there's going to be pockets on the bottom. So what did I say? 13 1/2. I think we could make that work. So that's 3. We've used that. That's a wintry one. I think I'm going to cut that out for fussy cuts. That's another one of those. That's a wintry one. That's winter. That's winter. You know, I like that, and that's quite fresh looking, but I don't think it would be. No, it would be funny. So that's a more wintry one. What would this be like? Yeah, I think that'd be nice in the inside. So I'll have that. Oh wait, see, that's 4. We've got that on the front, haven't we? Cut too much of that out. Same with that. What's that? I think we've got that on the front. And we've got that. And that's wintry, wintry, wintry. So these are the full pages. I'd like to keep them for just in case I need some full ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we do need another 2. I think we'll make that work. It's a bit shame not to use that. Ooh, I might be able to use this now. Yeah, let's use that. Okay, so we've got our, I'm going to put those in there and then keep those winter ones behind it. So hopefully I don't keep pulling it out. But, you know, I've not got an awful amount of sheets. This is, I've not got any more. Okay, so we're going to start by doing the 13 and a half. So if I went right to there, it would be there. And if I went 7 and a quarter up, so that would be 7 and a quarter. That would be 7 and a quarter. Oh no. Didn't factor in that bird. I think I could take that. Yeah, let's do it. So I can't take any further. And okay, there, which is perfect for just underneath that writing. So that's that one. So let's get our 13 and a half. So let's go up there to there. Yeah, and then we want 7 and a quarter. So 7 and a quarter's there. Or I could go further down, like there. No, because I'm not get the writing in. I did say the writing didn't matter, but okay. Let me just check that one, not too. 7 and a quarter, it's just a little bit higher. Okay, So that's that one. Let's have a look at this one. So 13.5. No, Tanya, 37.25 down. So that's the highest. That would be 7.25. So yeah, that would work. So we'll go from there to there. Okay. I know only some of you will probably find this useful, but yeah, I don't measure a lot, but to get the best out of book page, I think you're best to. So 13.5 is here. So let's bring it into there. We should be to there. Let's just have a look. Yeah, that'll be fine. So we'll go like that. I'm going to do it on the trimmer so it won't be, well, I can't say it won't be wonky, it still could be wonky. Okay, so that's that one. And so 7.25 down, which is here. No, yeah, I don't want to go any lower than that. I mean higher, sorry. 7.25. So we'll cut from there, and 13.5 is there. So let's go to there, and that's from there. Okay. Oh, I feel like I've done 5 already. 1, 2, 9. Right, 7.25 is that. So do it just above the writing. 7.25. Yeah, then 13.5. So there's 13.5. So you could start there to there. Okay, that's that one. Last one. We're going to go from the top, aren't we? So 7.25 and 13.5 is there. So let's just bring it in slightly, and there. Okay, so I will get all those cut, and I think I'll round the corners, and I'll get them inked around for next time. So thank you very much, and might get them stuck on as well, and then they'll have a chance to dry before we put the thumb hole in. So when I come back tomorrow, that will be done. We'll put the thumb hole in. I might as well do the text off screen, so I'll do those again, wait for it to dry. So we'll put both of those in, then we're going to glue down here, and that will make us inside pockets, and then we could put some pockets inside, because I'm still waiting for those other envelopes to arrive. So yeah, I think that's all we'll be able to do until those envelopes arrive. So thank you very much, and I will see you tomorrow. Well, this month, November, Dana from Live Lou Studios will be doing the postcard challenge for me. So look out for her videos. Links are down below in my description, and she will post in the Facebook group, and that's going to allow me some time to get on this month and do a few lives decorating last month's book page challenge. So thank you very much to Dana. I really appreciate your support, and we have a new moderator that's joined us, and that's Julie Worthington, and I've put Julie's links down below also. So big thank you to Julie, because Donna really did need another pair of hands. So thank you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.